Did somebody say public speaking? Did I hear someone say public speaking? Yes, I did say public speaking. I hope that doesn't make you feel some type of way. If it does, great, you need to be here. Welcome to my channel. I am Ramona J. Smith, world champion of public speaking, and I am here to make public speaking simple, right? It doesn't have to be that difficult. It doesn't have to be that hard. I am here to simplify public speaking for you so that when you have to do it, because we all will one day have to do it sooner than later, I am here to simplify it for when you have to do it. You can get up there, be confident, and give a knockout speech. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment, share if you feel like this content is relevant to you, your family, or your friends, or even your coworkers, or even somebody who you don't like, but they suck at public speaking. Share this video. It's all love over here. Today, I want to talk about round two. Round two of my world championship speech, Still Standing. The reason why I wanted to do these breakdowns of the main points of that speech is because the speech is only 7.5 minutes. I cannot tell you everything that went on during that time period of marriage education and speaking and speech contest. I can't give you all the information in 7 minutes. I have to be brief because I got to get out of there. Because if I would have went over, I would have got disqualified and I would have never became the world champion, right? So I wanted to take this time to get a little bit more personal for you to understand what I was going through, for you to get in my mind during that time. If you haven't already, go ahead and watch the video about round one and stick around on my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you can be informed when round three pops up on YouTube, which will be very, very soon. A lot of people have been telling me they love the earrings. Unfortunately, Imani does not make these anymore. That's why I held on to them. But yes, I love these earrings. They are so light. They're not heavy at all, but they just share a part of my personality. Like sometimes I just like to be bold and I just want to be colorful and I just want to just be different. I just love creativity. It's like little cute little pillows. I love them. I wish you could touch them and squeeze them. So round two was all about marriage. Now, clearly I am married now. My husband and I got married May 5th, 2022. So we are still newlyweds. And clearly, if you watched the speech, at that point, I was not married. I was talking about my previous marriage, my first marriage. So let's get into it. Let's talk about that a little bit. I talked about how my ex-husband was a great person, nice looking person. It just it just didn't work out. We were best friends, but it just kind of didn't work out. And that's really all I could say in that time frame. I couldn't really go too far into it because I would have went over time, right? I would have went over time. So the question is, Ramona J. Smith, how does your marriage not even last for 1 year? What happened? I am not going to make any excuses. I am not going to blame anyone. I am not going to say, well, you know, I just never knew anything about marriage and it was just so hard and so difficult. And no, the fact is I wanted to be married because a lot of people in my family were married. My sister were married. Some of my sisters were married. My god sisters, cousins, a lot of people were married. And it's like, oh my God, I want to be married. I want to see what it's like. I want to know. I want to be a wife. And I was dating this guy and he was older and he was serious and he had been married before. So I was his second marriage. And we just kind of both wanted to be married. And so we got married. It was not even a big deal. I got married with my son on my hip and just, it was down at the city hall or wherever you get married at. Yeah, so it wasn't even a big deal. We didn't have a reception or we didn't have anybody. Well, my dad was there and my aunt was there, but I really didn't make a big deal about it. I really didn't tell too many people about it because I knew it was kind of like, I just want to get married. Like, I don't care. I don't want to hear what anybody says. I don't want anyone's opinion. I don't care. I just want to get married. And so we got married, and I think we got married 4/4/14. April 4th, 2014, we got married. And it was raining outside. I had just got a car and like my temporary tag flew off of my car, so I got pulled over. I didn't get a ticket, but it was just like, that shouldn't happen on your wedding day. So that was kind of a sign. So you know, we got along and things like that, but when you get married for the wrong reasons, it's no foundation, it's no stick to itness. It's no stick to itness. And the age gap was big. It was like 15 years, and I just didn't want to be married to him anymore. I wasn't a good wife. I mean, I can honestly say that. Like, I was not a good wife. And I didn't even have to do anything. In this marriage, I didn't have to work. I didn't have to really cook, because he was on like a strict diet, so I didn't have to cook. I didn't have to do anything except literally be his wife. Like, that's all I was expected to do, was just be my wife, just be here, just be my friend, you know? But I wasn't like head over heels in love. You know, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, yeah, I just dream about you every night, and oh, I just love you so much. It was like, you are a good person. You are a very good person, but you are not my forever. Like, you are not my forever. And it started to show. It started to show in my actions. I started to be like very standoffish. I started to like really just put all my energy into my son, and it just got to a point where he was like, I feel like you just don't want to be here. And I was like, well, I kind of don't. And that was a very tough decision, but you know, it was the truth. And you have to have those tough decisions, or both of y'all will be miserable for a very, very, very long time. And so he went to see a lawyer and got the papers drawn up, and I signed and he signed, and it was like it never happened. I mean, it was so quick. Like, we didn't have any children together. We didn't have any property together. We didn't have any money together. We didn't have anything together. Everything was in his name. And so I kind of walked away and just started over and just started fresh. But my issue was, I didn't get married the first time with forever in mind. The same thing with college. If you watch the last video, I say the same thing about college. I did not begin with the end in mind. I did not go into this marriage saying, we are going to make it. We are going to be here forever. This is no matter what, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to try to be a better person. I'm going to try to understand this person. I didn't go into it like that. I didn't go into it thinking, how are we going to work together? I just didn't. I didn't have that mentality. My mentality was, I want a husband. I want a husband. I don't necessarily want to be a wife. Don't care too much about that part. I just want a husband. I want to see what that's like. And it's not the same when you want to have a husband, but you don't want to be a wife. It's not fair, for one. It's not fair. And I know I broke his heart. I'm sure he's over it now. We're both over it now, because it didn't even last long. But to get married to someone and to know that they only married you to be married, like, that's tough. That is tough. And I am woman enough to apologize and to hold myself accountable and say, at that time, that's what I wanted, unfortunately. And I do apologize for hurting you. You know, I do. And that's just accountability, right? So that was, and being as transparent as possible, that was the issue. That's why it didn't last for a year. Like I said, wonderful person. Have nothing bad to say about him. I'm sure he probably has some choice words for me. And that is okay. You have that right. But no hard feelings, no ill will. And I mean, that was that. We got the marriage dissolved, walked away. Easy peasy. It was super easy to walk away. Now, this time around, this is a completely different story. And I won't get too much into it, because this is a public speaking. It's all about speaking. It's a public speaking channel. It's not our couples channel. If you want to check that out, go to my Instagram page. We have a lot of reels together at Ramona J Smith 1. At Ramona J Smith 1 is my Instagram. But this marriage is the total and complete opposite. This marriage is, it's just its own little world, its own little planet. I love it. It's no comparison to the last one, because it's nothing to compare it to, right? This time around, I wanted to be married, and not just to anyone, but I wanted to be married to my husband, who I'm currently married to. Like, I just love him. I just love him. I just love him. I love him. I love him. Like, I am into him. I am into him. I love and accept him for exactly who he is, and he does the same for me. And even though neither one of us has really seen a marriage as far as in our house, in our homes, we are at the point right now where it's like, okay, we may not know a lot about it, but we're going to learn. and we're going to learn together. And even in the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs and the times where we're confused or we don't really understand each other, we're going to take the time to be patient and get to know each other. Like, it's no walking away. That's so easy. Like, at this point, who wants to keep walking away from relationships? You're going to keep going from relationship to relationship to relationship because nobody's ever going to be good enough and nobody's going to be perfect. So now, solid as a rock, cement. Like, it's no comparison. But what I learned from my first marriage was it takes two. Having a husband doesn't make you have a solid marriage. Like, going in to get married just to be married is not going to last, because as everybody always says, marriage takes what? Marriage takes work. Marriage takes work. It takes work to listen. It takes work to understand. It takes work to build empathy for this person. And even though y'all have a lot of things in common, and even though y'all might like the same things, and y'all laugh and joke with one another, two completely different upbringings, two completely different views on life, especially at this age. You know, we're not in our teens and early 20s anymore. I'm still 25, but we're not in our teens and early 20s anymore. So at this point, we have been set to do things a certain way, and now you have to be flexible and you have to compromise, and it's not always easy. It is not always easy, but we are in there for the long haul, till death do us part, for real this time, through sickness and health, for real this time, for better or for worse, for real this time, for richer or for poorer, for real this time. Right? And so I just kind of wanted to share that story, because a lot of people, especially people who are used to marriage, where marriage is normal, it's like, how could you be with somebody for 1 year? Like, was he doing something wrong? Did somebody cheat? What happened? It was just like, we got married for the wrong reasons. We should have never got married. We should have just stayed a couple, I guess. And I guess even then it wouldn't have really worked out, because I just would have been like, you know what, I'm good. Like, I just want to move on. So I wanted to share this kind of just to give some transparency, to be open to the people who wanted a longer version of Still Standing, for people to get an idea about what I was going through in these different rounds, because it's very difficult to share the entire story in that small amount of time. I hope I didn't get too preachy as far as talking about marriage, because this is not a marriage channel. It is all about public speaking, but speeches can be very personal. Speeches can be very personal. You're sharing your story with the audience. You're opening up a part of yourself. You're being vulnerable. And that's how you connect, by being genuine, by being authentic, by being yourself, and by maybe sharing a story and wearing your heart on your sleeve so that it can touch and empower someone. So I will leave you with this. If you have ever been married and the marriage didn't work out, don't be too down on yourself. Heal yourself, forgive the other person. Hopefully they forgive you, and move on, because there is always going to be someone else out there who you're going to be compatible with, who you're going to enjoy, who is going to be actually what you wanted and what you needed. And to all of you who are married, God bless you. If you don't believe in God, good luck, good vibes to you. I know that it's challenging. I know that it's difficult at times, but hang in there. Stay in the ring, right? Stay in the ring. And one thing that I'm learning, and we're still newlyweds, so I'm learning a lot, but one thing I am learning is having fun together helps. It helps so much to be able to smile and laugh and do fun things together. So I say, do more of the things that make you both happy as a couple. More happiness, more smiles, more good times, and more patience, more understanding, more listening, more working together as a team. I am still learning. I am in no way, shape, or form a marriage expert, honey. Hello, this is my second one, right? But I know what I know, and I know what's working for us right now. And definitely working together and having fun are two of the things that are top priority on our marital bliss, if that's what you want to call it, having fun and working together. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to know more about round 3, that is coming up soon. Make sure you go watch that video. If you haven't watched round 1, go back and watch round 1. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.